Welcome to Craig's Gun Channel. In this video, we're going to do an industry roundup to go over some of the new releases, product recalls, and other just general news having to do with firearms. And of course, we're going to go ahead and start that with something that normally we wouldn't do. Here on Craig's Gun Channel, we try to keep politics out of everything. However, sometimes the politics just comes a little bit too far over onto the turf of firearms. So in this case, we're going to have to go ahead and talk about some of this. I'm speaking particularly about the recent State of the Union address that was given, and several things that were listed in there from our president that it didn't hit me right. He was just lying, and a lot of the things he was saying they're just not true. So in this spirit of making sure that honesty is always getting out there, and also to make sure that everyone is fully aware that on Craig's Gun Channel, we firmly support the Second Amendment. We're going to go ahead and talk about some of these things. So I have some notes here. This is just to keep track of everything. So when I'm looking down, I know I'm looking down. So, you don't need to tell me that, I'm not watching the camera or anything. So I'm aware. So we'll go ahead and start with this. He called on Congress to repeal the liability shield that makes gun manufacturers the only industry in America that can't be sued. The only one. Well, that's just not true. It's an outright lie. It's fabrication. The gun industry can be sued. What he's specifically talking about, he's trying to conflate the issue, is he's talking about the Protection of Lawful Commerce in Arms Act, the PLCAA, which was bipartisan legislation signed by President George W. Bush. And it simply codifies the bedrock principles of tort law. The PLCAA bars lawsuits against members of the firearm industry from lawsuits seeking to blame them for the criminal actions of people that happen to use their products. So it has nothing to do with not being able to sue the gun industry for defective products or from harm from a malfunctioning product. It's to protect the firearms industry from what was starting to become a practice of suing the firearm manufacturer or the people who sold a firearm for the criminal actions of someone who happened to use a firearm that they had purchased. It's not the responsibility of the firearm manufacturer to oversee the people that use their products. Honestly, that's what all the rest of the laws are for. And illegal use of firearms, whether that be robbing a bank or shooting somebody, there's already laws on the books for that. And those are the actions of the person who's doing the action. The criminal who robs a bank and uses a firearm did not do that because Smith & Wesson made the firearm. No, they did that because they were robbing a bank and they just happened to use a Smith & Wesson firearm. It would make just as much sense to sue Casio if they made the watch that the bank robber used to make sure that he went in at the right time during the guard shift change. I mean, so it makes no sense. So anyway, we'll move on. Let's see. He asked Congress to pass proven measures to reduce gun violence, to pass universal background checks. Why should anyone on a terrorist list be able to purchase a weapon? Really? After providing actual terrorists with millions of dollars worth of high-tech weaponry, night vision, missile defense systems, attack aircraft and helicopters, machine guns, grenade launchers, artillery, and top-end surveillance drones. But hey, if you or I want to buy a shotgun at a gun show, well, we can't have that. And we can't have you selling one to a friend of yours either. No, we have to make sure that none of us law-abiding citizens can possibly do anything like that. We need to leave it to our government and our president to make those decisions to arm the terrorists directly with millions of dollars worth. So keep that in mind. He asked them to ban assault weapons and high-capacity magazines. Why does anyone need a 30-round magazine? Are there Kevlar-vested deer? Well, come on, man. No. The deer aren't out there running around in a Kevlar vest. And unless you're not very good at hunting, you don't need a 30-round magazine to go hunting. So I actually agree with them on that principle. But that's not why you have a 30-round magazine. Hopefully, I will never need a 30-round magazine. I'm hoping that none of you will ever need a 30-round magazine. But ask the people of the Ukraine what a 30-round magazine is useful for. I'm just going to leave it there. Criminals, they're going to break the law anyway. So all of this does is it further restrict, or infringes on the rights of law-abiding citizens. Any of these laws, any of the stuff he's talking about, is all an infringement. If it in any way limits the ability for an average citizen to be able to acquire, own, and use a firearm of any type, it's an infringement. The Second Amendment made clear that the government is not allowed to do that. The Second Amendment is specifically a limitation on government from infringing on our right to own, possess, and use firearms. It is not a special, generous offering that the government grants us to have certain firearms. No, the Second Amendment was put in place to make sure the government did not in any way restrict our ability to own whatever kind of firearm or weapon that we wanted to have. And then of course that goes to the whole little thing. It's like, oh, so what if people wanted to own fighter jets and cannons? Should that be allowed? Yes, it should be allowed. There's no reason why a legal citizen, if they can afford it, shouldn't be able to own a fighter jet, a tow missile, machine guns, a tank. It's not going to harm anybody. They're law-abiding citizens. What people do with the equipment is what you need to monitor. So that's enough of my little rant with that. I guess we'll move on to just the regular industry news. So first, new products. Sig Sauer has announced the latest addition to the Spectre series of pistols with the P320 Spectre Comp created by SIG Custom Work. The P320 Spectre Comp offers a rich feature set, substantial recoil reduction, and advanced functionality straight from the factory. The 320 Spectre Comp is a 9mm polymer frame pistol. It features laser stippled LXG tungsten X-Series grip modules, an optics-ready slide with custom serrations featuring an optic plate and rear dovetail sight, integrated compensator with front dovetail sight, a titanium nitride gold barrel, and X-Series gold flat skeleton trigger. It has their X-Ray 3 day-night sights. Let's see, it ships with two 21-round steel magazines or two 10-round steel magazines if you live in one of those infringed upon states, and comes with a SIG Custom Works coin and certificate of authenticity. I'm really not sure what the coin and certificate of authenticity is for, but hey, what the hey. It's 9mm, it's 8.5 inches long, overall height of 5.8 inches, overall width of 1.6 inches, has a barrel length of 4.6 inches, a sight radius of 6.5 inches, and it comes in at 41.8 ounces. The SIG Custom Works 320 Spectre Comp is now shipping and available at retailers. MSRP is not listed by SIG. Also next, Sig Sauer is announcing the latest release in their P210 line, the P210 Carry. The Sig Sauer P210 Carry is a 9mm hammer-fired alloy frame pistol with a nitron finish and a stainless steel slide with front and rear cocking serrations. It features a slim black Hogue G10 grips with front, side, and back checkering, and single action only trigger, thumb safety, and SIG Light night sights. The P210 Carry ships with two 8-round magazines. It's a 9mm, 7.75 inches long, 5.63 inches high, 1.44 inches wide, has a barrel length of 4.1 inches and a sight radius of 5.6 inches, and weight with magazine is 29 ounces. Again, no MSRP has been provided. And another offering from, you guessed it, from SIG. They've announced a new caliber to their P365 line. The P365, now chambered in .380, is here. It creates a new, softer shooting experience for an easier handling, micro-compact option for everyday carry. It's a striker-fired pistol chambered in .380 with 10+1 capacity. This micro-compact pistol features a modular polymer grip module, optic-ready stainless steel slide with nitron finish, curved striker trigger, dovetail SIG Light night sights, and the 365-380 is also available with a manual safety and ships with two 10-round magazines. It's 5.8 inches long, 4.2 inches high, 1 inch wide, 1.1 inch if you get the optional manual safety. It has a barrel length of 3.1 inches, a sight radius of 4.9 inches, and weight with magazine is 15.7 ounces. And the MSRP is, once again, yes, not released by SIG. I'm not sure what I think about 380, 365. There was already a lot of 380s on the market, and one of the 365, its claim to fame kind of was being that small of a size and in 9mm, so I'm not really sure what this gets you, but for those of you that might want one, they're out there. And one more from Sig Sauer. They've announced the expansion of their SIG Custom Works Spectre series of pistols with the introduction of the P365 XL Spectre Comp. The 365 XL Spectre Comp is a 9mm polymer frame pistol that features Their laser stippled X series grip module, optics ready slide with custom serrations, featuring an optic plate and rear dovetail sight, integrated compensator, titanium nitride gold barrel and X series gold flat trigger, and X-ray 3 day-night sights. The SIG CustomWorks 365 XL Spectre comp ships with 3 steel magazines and comes with a limited edition SIG CustomWorks case. You guessed it, their coin and certificate of authenticity. It's 6.6 inches long, 4.8 inches high, 1.1 inches wide with a barrel length of 3.1 inches, sight radius of 5.1 inches, and comes in at 20.7 ounces. It's now shipping and available in stores, and the MSRP is, of course, not released by SIG. There again, these are nice looking pistols, but kind of getting away from kind of the whole reason that they made the 365. And let's see, moving on, Springfield Armory has announced the release of the Hellcat Pro. For some time, the trend in concealed carry handguns has been to make them as small as possible. This led to the introduction of a lot of semi-automatic guns that were chambered in .380. Then the trend was to scale those up just slightly and make them in 9mm, then make them a bit bigger to bring magazine capacity up. Well, the trend has continued, and now they're making them slightly larger, and that's now the next hottest thing. So Springfield is no exception, and they've announced their slightly bigger version of the Hellcat. Not wanting to add just an X or XL, as has been the trend, they went with Pro for the new Hellcat Pro. The Hellcat Pro is a slightly enlarged Hellcat coming in at 6.6 inches long, 4.8 inches tall, and 1 inch wide with a 3.7 inch hammer-forged barrel. It offers 15+1 capacity and features their OSP or optical sight pistol configuration. The slide is milled with the Springfield micro footprint and allows you to mount an optic as low as possible. Then backing up with your choice of optic is the excellent set of co-witnessing U-dot sights made up of a high visible tritium and luminescent front sight paired with a tactical rack rear sight. Features a Picatinny rail on the dust cover portion of the frame to mount accessories. Has an MSRP of $634 and comes with 2 15-round magazines. And continuing with the let's just make them a bit bigger trend, Taurus has announced the latest model in their growing G-series line of personal defense handguns, the new Taurus G3 Xl. This pistol carries over the G3's full-size slide and barrel assembly. The all-steel slide features a durable Tenifer black matte finish to resist wear and corrosion of everyday carry, and houses a precision machined stainless steel barrel. The 4-inch barrel, working with the slide's longer sight radius, enhances accuracy and also increases bullet velocity for increased terminal performance. The G3 XL has a compact grip that easily conceals when holstered inside the waistband or while carrying outside waistband. To ensure smooth draw and reholstering, they've streamlined the polymer receiver by reducing the length of the accessory rail and eliminating the manual safety lever. The G3 XL comes with 2 12-round magazines to further the pistol's discreet carry size and profile. If higher capacity is desired, it will accept available 15 and 17-round magazines. In keeping with the Taurus G-Series reputation for class-leading performance to cost ratio, the new G3 XL features an MSRP of only $342.98. And now we have some recalls in the industry. First one, FN has announced a recall on their FN 502 Tactical 22 long rifle pistol. They've become aware of a limited number of these pistols in the field may have an improperly installed manual safety. In those cases, the external safety lever will not function as designed and may result in unintended firing. To ensure the pistol's safe operation, they're asking owners of the pistol to suspend their use, and you should contact FN to have that taken care of. For any questions, they have their number and contact information on their website. Another recall notice from FN, they've issued a mandatory safety recall of their M249S rifles. So basically this is their belt-fed semi-automatic version of their 249 machine gun. Essentially recalled all of them that were manufactured prior to January 1st of 2022. So they basically want everyone to send them in. There was an issue with these that could allow them, there's a problem in the fire control group, they don't really elaborate. However, it is unsafe to use them because they could unexpectedly fire. So there again, you can go to the FN website and look at the safety bulletin. It has the instructions for how to return that to FN for them to inspect and repair or replace components as necessary. And one final more to go. Kimber Manufacturing has discovered a quality issue involving the firing pin safety block of certain Kimber R7 model handguns. This recall affects certain serial numbers that were shipped from January 10th of 2022 through February 14th of 2022. So I would recommend you go to their, if you have a pistol that was shipped during that time period, go to their website and take a look. They have a full list of specific serial numbers. And if your serial number is on that list, you would need to contact them to arrange for them to do a pickup, to send it to them, and do a repair as needed. So that pretty much wraps up the industry spotlight for the latter part of February and March. So I guess we'll go ahead and wrap up here. I hope that this information is of value, and if you like the video, I would ask that you hit the like button and subscribe if you want to continue to see more like this. Make sure you hit the notification bell so you're notified of new videos as they're released. We value your comments and feedback, so make sure you leave that for us as well. We try to respond to as many as we can, but admittedly we cannot get to all of them. So I guess we'll go ahead and wrap up. And as always, until next time, stay safe.